Hey Aquarius, this is your general tarot reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of August. As your first card hops out there, and I lay it down there and wait on the rest of them. Aquarius, this is going to be a very, very soulful and deep month for you. Why? Because we have the full moon in Aquarius this month. That big full moon that gets you into that whole zone of saying, I'm ready. I'm ready to start again. I'm ready to start with a new fresh vibe, a new fresh feeling. I'm ready to make some new ideas come to life in my life. I'm ready to make something happen. I'm ready to let something that I'm passionate about, that I feel strongly about, be born. You know, I'm ready for it to happen. The full moon in Aquarius, it really gives you that permission. Not that anyone is giving you permission, it's coming from you, Aquarius. It's like this emotional permission to start over, particularly after the lunar eclipse last month, where you might have seen the end of something, the end of a chapter, the end of an era, the end of a long period of something. Maybe even I feel a long period of waiting. And for many of you, a long period of healing. So I feel last month there was like the end of something that it's like I've been waiting for this to come to an end. I've been waiting, and it doesn't, for some of you that might be kind of a sad thing, I get it, but for some of you or most of you I feel like, well, that's over. That's the end of that chapter. That's the end of that. It's now time to move on. And that's why the full moon in Aquarius is stepping right in and saying, yeah, that was the end. Now let's begin again. Let's start again. A new emotional chapter. So that's very, very strong. It could be like a new healing, a new softer phase that's coming in for you, Aquarius. That's really, really nice. So what is going on? Why is all of this happening? Well, we're in Leo season. And every time you enter Leo season, Aquarius, this is a kind of moment where you just let your energy be recharged a bit. Now, we have the new moon in Leo right at the start of the month in the 7th house, saying this is a moment where you have to allow other people kind of come to your help for a while. You know, let other people in, let other people help you, let other people charge you up. Let other people shine for a little while, Aquarius. It's their turn to shine, and it's your turn to kind of nestle in a little bit and maybe let them do all the hard work, but for you to more focus on this new inner feeling that's emerging in you. It's a lot of inner stuff that's happening this month. So let them carry on. Let them decide what's happening, you know, for the weekend. Let them decide all the big decisions. Your big work is quite internal, okay? But does that mean you've got nothing to do but sit back on your lovely Aquarian laurels? No, because as I said, this is Leo season. The Sun, Venus, Mars, they're all in the 7th house as we enter the month. So is the new moon. On August 11th, Mercury then moves into the Venus in the 7th house. And this is a real moment, Aquarius. It's powerful, where you can kind of sit back in a comfortable space a little bit and kind of direct how things go, you know, direct how maybe new contracts go. 7th house has a lot to do with contracts, agreeing with certain things, agreeing with people. So it could be a very strong month, Aquarius, if you are thinking of signing up for something, a new home contract, a new rental contract, a new lease contract, signing on the dotted line for something, but at the same time making sure that you're striking a good bargain, striking a good deal. This is where it's at. All the energy is going into that. So if you've, as I said, if you've got big moves to make, moving into a new property, moving somewhere, as I said, signing on the dotted line, make sure that you're getting a fair deal and make sure that you don't kind of get walked on a little bit. Not that that could happen, because I actually feel you're quite motivated and strong to strike up a good deal, strike up a good bargain. Now, other people, as I said, are quite instrumental this month, one way or another. For those of you in a relationship, your partner as this weird card came out, okay, your partner could be quite a force to be reckoned with this month. It's like, let your partner handle certain things while you get on with maybe other things. You know, there's a few things going on there. I feel it strongly. When it comes to your relationships, for those of you in a relationship, there's a real turnabout face here too. It's almost like, don't argue, don't fight, but instead listen to what's going on. If they're being very demanding, if they're being very, you know, they want you to do this and the other, just stop, listen, and then use the energy this month to kind of put logic on what they're saying and do that whole thing of, I hear what you're saying, I get what you need, but why don't we try it this way? Why don't we do it this way? It's the kind of energy of being the peacemaker, Aquarius. And maybe with your partner, business partner, co-workers, friends, whoever you're dealing with this month, it's the energy of saying, I hear what you're saying, but let's calm it down a little bit and let's kind of see how we can kind of solve this in a more agreeable way. I do feel the energy with you, with everything being in the 7th house, of being quite pleasant, wanting to get on with people, wanting to show your good side. And because you're showing your good side, people kind of reflect that back to you. They kind of become more agreeable. They become more friendly, more, I don't know, easier to get on with. So there's that whole thing of cultivating a better atmosphere where you, your partner, your friends, it's all that bit, oh, let's get on with it. Let's be just that little bit more agreeable. I see you being very, really, that whole thing of catching more flies with honey than vinegar this month, Aquarius. You could sell anything to anybody this month. Certainly your ideas, certainly pushing on with things. If you have an idea, if you have something that you need to sell, something that you need to move on with, your words, your strategy, and your ability to get on the right side of people is what makes it win. So I like that. Use that mantra this month. It is better to catch, or you can better catch more flies with honey than vinegar. In other words, use your sweetness, not your aggression or anything like that, and this will get you what you want, you know. So very, very nice. Now, August 11th, Jupiter is going direct in Sagittarius. This is really nice for you, Aquarius. This could mean that you're getting some good positive vibes, maybe even a bit of good luck from your teams in work, from your community, from your friends, large groups of people in general, from maybe say people that you sell things to, or even on social media, if you use social media or the internet to do the work that you do. There's a kind of real vibe here of being popular, of people liking what they see and agreeing with you. It's this thing of the more agreeable you are, the more you're able to appeal to other people's wants and needs, then the more popular you become. It's almost like finding the secret ingredient of give them what they need. Not that whole thing, I don't like that, give them what they want. That's bullshit, because that never works. But give people what they need, and then you become popular. Now, for some of you, I have to say, you could be getting great help from friends or people within the community this month. You know, you might need somebody. You're moving house or doing something, or moving your office, moving your workspace, doing something, and you might say, shit, this is too big for me to do alone. I need to phone friends. Or if your friends aren't available, there could be a service within the community that could help you. If you need legal advice and you're like, oh my God, I can't afford this, there could be a service or a charity within the community that helps you with legal advice or just things like that. It's the community that might really help you and help you expand in some way this month, Aquarius. Very, very nice. Now, your ruler, Uranus, on August 12th, is retrograding in Taurus in the 4th house. Very interesting, Aquarius. It could be like a few unexpected things happening to do with your home, where you live. There could be a sudden, what am I doing living here? Why am I here? I need somewhere that's more me. I need somewhere that's more private. I need to move. And it's just like an idea out of the blue. I need to move. And because you've got all this energy of wanting to maybe exchange contracts this month, you might spot on the internet your perfect home and just make a flash decision. This is where I'm moving. And you might have to talk to your old landlord or something. And because you've the gift of being able to sell an idea this month, Aquarius, it could all just run smoothly, getting out of an old contract and starting a new one. So that could be for some of you. For some of you, it could also be just an unexpected thing that crops up within your family that you might have to observe or watch or deal with or handle. And you can handle it, Aquarius, it's no problem. But the other thing I feel that's coming in with your ruler retrograding in the 4th house is this sudden, I don't know, it's a need for privacy. It's a need maybe with Taurus to have the money or the right home or the right things in your life that give you a better sense of security. It's like I need inner security. It's like I need it. And again, for some of you, there might be this thing of where you might look back into your family life, into your hometown. Some of you may want to have to visit your family, have to visit your hometown, have to visit some place that you're very familiar with, maybe some place that reminds you of home even. You might have to go back there. But some of you might have to go back and look at your kind of agreement that you have with your family and say, have I put too much distance between me and certain family members? I like doing my own thing. I like having my own space. But whoa, Nelly, have I actually put too much distance? I mean, what if something happened? I'm not saying anything will happen, Aquarius, but if something happened where I needed somebody, where I really, really needed somebody, who would I call? Have I actually pushed too many people away from me that I don't actually have that one person who would come running if I needed something? I need to really think about this, because I see with the 2nd half of the month, when everything goes into Virgo, into the 8th house, there's a real need to say, I need somebody practical. It's practical to have somebody that I'm very bonded to in my life that can be there for me if I ever really needed them. If I ever really needed a bailout with money, or if I ever really needed somebody to come and feed my cat or something like that, who would I call? So the energy shifts in the 2nd half of the month in saying, I need to start making real contacts with people because it makes practical sense. I need to get bonded with people again. I need that because I need people to be with me on my journey in the long range of things. So that's that coming into. Now, when it comes to money, the 2nd half, it is all about focusing on the money. A lot to do with focusing on power too. 8th house is where we can dig up dirt, where we can probe a situation and find the secrets, find what was hidden, where other people might have been hiding feelings, hiding something from you. And you can maybe dig some stuff up like that this month, Aquarius. It's like if you focus on something, put a lot of energy into the details of something, you might turn up a hidden thing, like money turning up, or a situation that you hadn't noticed before suddenly becoming apparent. There's definitely, I feel for you, Aquarius, this month, real eye-opening things to do with money, to do with how does shit practically work now. I practically need people in my life. It makes practical sense. Maybe I need to do something that makes practical sense for me in the long run. I need to handle my money better, and I need to be more practical about it. It needs to be real. I need a real plan. It's that thing, just keep hearing, I need a sustainable plan. Money, friends, contacts, family. I always need something and somebody to fall back upon. So there might be a bit of a lesson at the end of the month for you, Aquarius, where you might need the resources and help of somebody. And then there's a moment of saying, wow, I was lucky that they were there to help me. I was lucky that I was able to fix that situation, that financial thing. I was lucky. I need more of this. I don't want to be depending on, well, that was a lucky thing. I need to have people, money, a backup plan, a nest egg, something going on. But it'll be good. It's almost like this is a bit of a gift, Aquarius, showing you, yeah, you don't need to be that island. No man or no woman is an island. You can have your independence and you can do your own thing while having that support, that backup plan, that side thing, that side investment, that little investment, maybe of a few coins that you're deciding to put away. You need that. It makes more practical sense to have that. So big focus on that, Aquarius. Yeah. So what have we got? We've got 6 cards here. Let's get a few more. But I see very positive things coming for those of you who are exchanging contracts. This is definitely a big thing for you. Definitely. And when it comes to relationships, you are getting on a whole lot better. But the end of the month, it's just that real wake-up call where you say, I can't be alone. I can be alone, but I do need people. Maybe even a pet with Virgo there. It's like maybe getting a pet, a cat, a dog, or something else. It's like I can't do this on my own and I shouldn't have to do this on my own. So we have all the cards we need, Aquarius. Let's go over to your, ta-da, big grand overview. So my love, I see here something is being severed, something is being cut. There has been the end of something, a relationship, a long period of waiting. Something it's just come to its natural end. And what you now need to do is make the decision to say, that was then, this is now. With the full moon in Aquarius, I am starting over. But you're certainly starting over with a whole new mindset. This is the energy of coming away from the crowd a little bit and thinking, solving maybe some puzzles that were going on in your life and saying, what good idea can I come up with now that actually is like a spark of genius for me to go into my next part of my life. So you're coming up with these radical, wonderful, new ideas that might be very unusual, very unique, very different to what everybody else is doing, that seem to be a win. For me, this is also like a flash in the mind, a flash, an idea being handed down by the cosmos, an opportunity. It's like a fresh insight, a fresh understanding makes you change radically and makes you change in a positive way. I feel, Aquarius, it's like changing your perception of something. But also I feel for some of you, it's a new opportunity to start on a new path with something, a new job, a new house, a new contract, a new relationship. But certainly a new way of perceiving how you're moving forward. That's the real new path. And that is where you'll get the most from it. I also see for some of you new friends. It's almost like there's a new, and I'm even going to say it, new technology. The help of technology for some of you might be a real eye-opening thing. It's like this radically changes my life. Something to do with maybe new technology that you've decided to implement in your life. I don't know how that works, but you might know what that is. There is a new start, a fresh start. And you know what? It's well and truly needed. Now for me, it's 2 things. I feel that there was staleness, a whole stagnation to do with where you're living, your home situation, and maybe even with your relationships with other people. It's like beyond time now that you moved on, or that you resolved an argument, or that you got along better with each other. And maybe for some of you, it's way beyond time that you should be physically moving somewhere else. It's like you've stayed too long, maybe stuck in an environment that doesn't suit you anymore. And the staleness and the stagnation, I feel it's like, I get the feeling, Aquarius, that some of you are feeling like a tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Like that where you are is no longer sustainable, wherever that may be. For me, it's like strongly your environment, where you're in, your home, maybe your work, maybe certain relationships too. It's that tick-tock, time is running out, and I know it, I can feel it, it is running out. And I know it's coming, I know the Tower moment is on the way, so what do? Well, you make a move before it moves you. That's always the best way. It's like you're getting an indication, you're getting the signs, the symbols and the omens that something, change this, Aquarius, because if you don't change it, it will be changed for you. Your home. I strongly feel it's something to do with your home, your family, the connections that you have with your home and your family, and maybe relationships too. For some of you, I feel like it's, if you are very interested in something or somebody, there's a feeling of also tick-tock, tick-tock, say it. You don't want to lose this opportunity. Strike while the iron's hot. So you're being pushed to strike while the iron's hot. Otherwise, you might lose this opportunity to tell somebody how you feel about them, maybe, to make peace with somebody, to get back into a good space with the people around you, with family. And I'm going back with this again. If there's a contract offered to you, really focus on it this month, Aquarius, because it might be the very thing that helps you transition into something new, that avoids some sort of catastrophe in some way, So that's coming in. Now, Aquarius, here I see mid-month, you getting a better handle on lots of things, a better handle on how you deal with other people. This is the energy of fairness, of knowing when to give and take something, knowing how to handle something, not running away from a situation or not diving in too intently, but just knowing where the sweet spot is, knowing the balance. Handling, I feel for many of you mid-month, it's about the exchange of money. That's why I'm feeling it's a contract or something like that. And it's the way to go, because this sets up a whole new way. It's like this new contract, this new path, this new way to handle a person or a situation is the right way. It gets you kind of moving into a whole new world. A whole new world. Now, here I see for some of you mid-month too, you're running forward with passion. Running forward with passion, and a bit of hard work has to go into it. This is not the card of saying it's a failure, but it's more like the card of saying you're giving your passion to something, but it might take a little bit of time before you see the very positive results. But keep going with it. Keep going with it. But I also feel around the time of the full moon, there's this thing of keep making sure that your needs are being heard. In Leo season, quite a Leo card. I feel for some of you that there is this whole thing of needing to make peace with somebody, maybe even a Leo sun, moon or ascendant, needing to make peace with them, needing to offer them the cup of love, needing to mend something. It doesn't have to be a Leo, but it's that whole feeling, Aquarius. Because the strange thing is, I'm feeling a lot of tension with you as I'm sitting reading your cards here. It's tension, and I feel a lot of blame, and I feel that you feel like it's right to blame them. Well, they shouldn't have treated me that way. They deserve it. Well, it's not my fault. I did everything right. They shouldn't have handled it that way. And maybe you're right, Aquarius. Maybe that's true. But what do you do with that? Do you stay falling out with them? Do you hold a grudge? Do you stay bitter? Why? Why would you want to hold on to that? This is the real energy this month, I feel, Aquarius, particularly with the full moon, of saying, let it go. Let it go. You might not be that person's best friend anymore. You might not be as close to them anymore. You might not trust them in business anymore. But let it go. What's the point in holding on to this? What's the point in blaming? And what's the point in being that person who won't put out the olive branch? Why? And as I said, you might be quite justified. They could have been a mega asshole. But with the energy here, I feel this month, Aquarius, it's like, let it go. Let it go. And kind of build bridges with them. As I said, it might never be the same again, but at least forgive and forget. At least don't be holding on to that poison in yourself. You know, I feel that very, very strong. And even if it's quite difficult to be the bigger person, to be the one that offers that olive branch or that cup of forgiveness, and even if you do it and they might be still an asshole, where they might come to you and say, well, I knew you'd come back, I knew you'd do it. Yeah, some people aren't very gracious, Aquarius, but that shouldn't stop you. Don't let the other person dictate whether you release this or not. Be the bigger person and just say, it's not how I see things, but I don't like fighting. I don't like falling out. I don't like that. And I don't like the way you received my apology, but at least I did it. At least I tried. And that makes me feel better. You know, the ball is in your court now, bitch. I apologized. You handled that. So there's a bit of that going on, Aquarius. Bit of that. And I feel you feel a whole lot better after you do that. Forgive, forget, let it go, and kind of laugh it off. Don't be holding on anymore to a kind of, like, I just feel it, like other people's darknesses. Don't hold on to that. You're moving on to something better. Now, the end of the month, here we have Sagittarius, and here we have the energy of moving away. I feel for some of you that maybe there might be a feeling where you might be moving away from a Sagittarius sun, moon or ascendant. Maybe a bit of distance between the two of you for one reason or another. I don't know, quite sure why, but I see here communication. This is like healing communication. Again, I'm going back to that thing of communication between you and somebody else. There needs to be a healing. There needs to be an olive branch. And I also feel that it's like they don't accept the apology, or they can't be big, mature and grown up about it. But it's like, who cares? It's not their decision to let go of whatever this is. It's yours. So let it go, and even if there's still a pain in the ass, just walk away from it. Walk away. So that's coming in quite strong. Some communication towards the end of the month that just doesn't feel generous. It doesn't feel healing. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel friendly. And it just doesn't feel like something that you want to be around. See, Sagittarius is in your 11th house, your environment, friends, groups. So it could be a friend or team in work, maybe even somebody on social media that you just say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is what it is. I'm going to walk away, but on peaceful terms. I'm going to part ways, but with there being no bad blood whatsoever. That when I look back over my shoulder, I can say, I did what I could. And when they look back over their shoulder, they can't say anything. They can't say I didn't try. They can't say I didn't give it 100%. They can't say that I didn't at least give them a chance to make it better. So there's that energy coming in there too. But again, I see unfairness. This is very strong, Aquarius. I'm just feeling it so strong. People who are unfair, people who are demanding, people who are manipulative maybe, people who are constantly trying to have power over you, people who you have an unhealthy bond with even perhaps. There's just that level of unfairness. And I see you coming out of the shadows. Say this is Venus and Scorpio, but Venus does go into the 8th house for you, which is very Scorpionic on August 21st. So around the 21st onwards, I just feel you saying, this isn't fair. What I've seen, what I've uncovered, what I've unearthed, what I've noticed in somebody's behavior, it's just not right. It's just not okay by me anymore, and it's not fair. And I'm coming out of the shadows of not noticing that before. But here's what I'm going to do. With Venus, and this is quite a Libra card, again, Venus, 7th house energy. What is fair and what's not fair? The energy is, I'm seeing something that's not right and not fair, and it's not okay. But I'm going to still move on from it, and I'm going to make peace with it. And I'm not going to get all tangled up in negative karma with this person or this situation, who always has the capacity to, I don't know, make me feel a little bit unnerved or unhappy. I'm going to move away from that and move into something brighter. Definitely move into something brighter. So I do see it. I see like a secret at the end of the month coming out, or excuse me, Aquarius, something that you hadn't noticed before about a situation or a person, friend or whoever, and just seeing the whole unfairness of it, but also at the same time seeing how ridiculous it would be to keep the argument going. It's that feeling of, I don't need this in my life. But what I will do before I pull back from it is to kind of try to make amends. And once you try at least, then you feel better in yourself. Then you feel better in yourself. I do feel for some of you towards the end of the month where if you felt there was any unfairness to do with money, maybe if there was a court case, or you feel like, oh, I give up, it'll never work in my favor, it'll never happen, you might get some insight or some surprise around that issue where all might not be lost, Aquarius. That's what I'm feeling too. I just hear this phrase, don't give up. All is not lost. Just relax into this month. Recharge your batteries. Untangle yourself from messy people or tricky people. And again, but do it with a sense of, I'm starting over and I'm not carrying them into my future. So it's like no karma, no mess, no drama, just bye bitch. And that's the end of it. Wave to your past as it kind of moves off into the horizon with no extra emotional baggage being carried forward into your positive new world. So I like that. And again, just let me go back to that one thing, because it's insisting. When I repeat myself, I do apologize if it's difficult sometimes to hear, but it's what I hear. I repeat it because it's almost like an insistence. Make that apology. Forgive, really forgive, and put out the olive branch, even though you know that the other person might not be mature enough to receive that apology or to receive that acknowledgement of something, or that fairness or that beauty that you're offering. They might not be mature enough to receive it, but be mature enough to give it. let them handle that messiness that they tangle themselves up with karmically by not releasing in the moment where it was supposed to be released. You be that bigger, more generous. Sorry, Chris. I'm going to leave it at that, my love. Enjoy this month. Enjoy getting topped up. Enjoy these new contracts that seem to be coming in and get the best deal that you can. And enjoy whatever new things are coming in, because you're getting a lot of signs, symbols, omens, I think, this month, Aquarius, that are pointing you in some right direction, that are trying to preserve you from maybe a mess that could happen if you don't maybe fix a few things now. So you're getting the heads up from the universe. So listen to it, okay? My beauty, I'm going to leave it at that. And you know that this is just the general landscape. To get into the nitty-gritty of relationships, if you're single or in a relationship, money, career, family, home, or anything else that we haven't touched upon here, come to the Vimeo reads, my love, the deep read. They are linked down there below in the description box, and come along and we'll open all those things out that we haven't touched upon here. And I'm going to leave it at that, my gorgeous. As always, I'm going to leave you with all my love and a great, great big kiss from me to you. Mwah. Until next month, my darling. Bye.